Fans have discovered 2 new teasers for The Rock vs. Roman Reigns, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also see what's going on with Becky Lynch, Sonya Deville, and more, starting off with Becky Lynch. Before the Raw women's title match took place at WrestleMania, we discussed how a lot was truly on the line with the matchup of Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. How the winner would take off and how the loser would be sent back to the back of the line and have to work their way to the front again. Well, as we know, the loser ended up being Becky Lynch. Everyone assumed that we'll see that automatic rematch right after WrestleMania, but Becky Lynch hasn't been seen since WrestleMania, and Bianca has already entered a new feud and storyline, which is leading everyone to believe that Becky Lynch may be on a little hiatus. There's nothing wrong with that at all. She's been full-time since last August with no real breaks. So it looks like she's finally getting a breather following that WrestleMania season. Becky, of course, has the baby at home, all these other potential projects, and so much to work on, so the rare free time is going to good use. As far as Becky's return, it appears that we still won't be seeing her for at least a few more weeks. Bianca Belair has just started a new story with Sonya Deville, so it would appear that Bianca's full undivided attention is going to Sonya at the moment. It doesn't really make much sense to randomly reintroduce Becky Lynch at the start of this Bianca versus Sonya story. So that's what makes it seem like it'll be a few weeks before we see Becky again. Maybe Bianca does pull off the big win against Sonya Deville at Backlash, and maybe that's where Becky can pop back up at. Something like that is possible. It's also possible that Becky just returns outside of the title picture. That is a possibility, but it definitely fits Becky's character to come back, make some excuses, and demand a rematch. That just feels like something she would do. So that's why it feels like maybe we'll see one last match between Becky and Bianca, maybe after Backlash. But that appears to be the latest for Becky Lynch. Don't expect her in the next few weeks here, but her return shouldn't be that far along either. Sonya Deville is back to her old ways, and Adam Pearce is trying to act fast. Remember back with the Sonya and Naomi storyline? One of the big plot holes that fans absolutely blew up was the fact that Adam Pearce was watching this abuse of power unfold right before his eyes, and no one was doing anything about it, including him. It took several months before Sonya's abuse of power got the attention of Adam Pearce, Vince McMahon, and others. But with this new Bianca storyline, things are much different. Adam Pearce jumped on Sonya's abuse of power immediately and called her out for it. So that was a good sign. Definitely shows some kind of character development there for Adam Pearce. The first time this happened, he was just sitting around and letting it happen. But this time around, he reacted on the very first night that Sonya brought back her old tactics that she used on Naomi. So props to Adam's character to reacting fast and trying to stop that storm early on. But unfortunately for him, he's an equal to Sonya Deville, so he doesn't have the power to really overrule her much at all. Sonya recently spoke during a Raw talk and got her thoughts on Adam being jealous. She had this to say, quote, "How can it be an abuse of power if I'm the power? Explain that to me. Because Adam said so? Because he's jealous that I'm in my prime and he's not? Come on, read between the lines. You're smarter than that. To reiterate, how could it affect my job if I'm in charge? Just think before you speak sometimes, okay?" End quote. So that's Sonya's argument towards Adam Pearce. She's saying he's jealous because she's in the prime of her career and can be this dual threat of being an authority figure and competing at the highest level at the same time. While Adam Pearce, on the other hand, can't really compete with the highest level of WWE talent in the ring at this stage in his career. So that's Sonya's claim. Obviously, it's far from the truth. Adam Pearce is just trying to stop her because it's wrong to use your authority powers to skip the line and book yourself in title matches. The good thing about this entire storyline is that it will help Bianca Belair immensely as well. Bianca is already a massive superstar. She won world titles in back-to-back WrestleManias. She's beyond established at this point, but feuding with Sonya is great for her as a babyface champion because Sonya is a great ultimate heel. Sonya's character does seem pretty unfair and evil things in the ring that makes her character very hard to root for. So naturally, that fact should get the fans behind Bianca Belair even more. Everyone would want to see Bianca overcome the odds and defeat this abusive heel authority figure, so in that sense, it's gonna do wonders for Bianca for sure. Roman Reigns and The Rock haven't interacted on WWE television in years, but hype and teasers for their match continue to grow. There was recently 2 new teasers for The Rock versus Roman Reigns. The first teaser being hidden within the Young Rock TV series. In a recent episode, young Roman Reigns jumped on Young Rock's back, used his "acknowledge me" catchphrase, and challenges The Rock to wrestle. The Rock responds by telling young Roman Reigns that a match that big can only happen at WrestleMania. Then on the Peacock documentary series WWE Evil, one episode wrapped up with several clues and teasers that Roman's ultimate test would be a match against The Rock. So that's 2 new teasers that are hinting at this Roman Reigns versus The Rock matchup happening after all. That interaction between young Roman and young Rock seemed purposely done for the sole purpose of hinting at that match, with young Rock saying that a match with Roman Reigns can only happen at WrestleMania. That helps build the case of this match possibly happening at WrestleMania 39. There's no way they put that interaction into the show for no reason. That seems like it was done to get fans talking, and it definitely worked. It was genius to have these 2 young Roman and Rock characters tease a match in that fashion. Viewers of Young Rock and WWE fans even joked about how much of a long-term storyline it was, since Roman and Rock were already talking about a match against each other 30 years ago. Obviously, as far as confirmation for The Rock vs. Roman Reigns, there's still absolutely no confirmation at all, but big new teasers like this one we went over today are great hints that the match could still be on the way for next year's WrestleMania after all. Will Roman Reigns still have a world title that The Rock will try to take off him next year, or will it be a non-title match just for family pride? Title or no title, it'll still be a huge match. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Do you think we'll see The Rock vs. Roman Reigns after all? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.